My name is Dr. Paris and I'm the Deputy Principal at Fremont-Elizabeth City High School. Today we'll be looking at two things. In the previous session on the internal CSS, we developed this code. But today we'll be looking at external CSS. But before we do external CSS, I'm going to put some GIF animation in there. Now I found some GIF animation on the website. And what I'm going to do is first of all just type in bring in the animation. The image source is a HTML code, and I've called it arrow. Actually, it should be quotations. Arrow.gif, and that's it. Now, because it doesn't have a begin or end image source, we'll let the programmer know that there's nothing at the end with a slash. That does actually nothing but notify the programmer, don't look for beginning and an end tag. It's just a single tag. And I should make sure the GIF file is in the same folder. And if I was to run that now, there it is. The size of the GIF is way too big, so I'm going to drop the size down. So I'm going to make the width at 50 pixels, so should be enough. Save that and refresh it, and that should be fine. Oh, simply save it. Yep. Refresh. Let's drop it down. It's right behind it. That's fine. It's a good size. But I need an arrow here, and I need an arrow over here. So there's two arrows pointing right. I need up and down arrows. So I'm going to repeat those arrows. Well, I need that arrow. Well, one arrow. Copy it. I need three more arrows. 2 arrows, 3 arrows, 4 arrows. Now, I've called the picture or the GIF I found pointing up as arrow up, and I've called the animation I found as arrow down. Okay, so I've called them up and down. Remember, they've got to be those pictures got to be in the same folder as your file. Okay, over here, so you've got 2 of those and 2 of those. I actually have to change the not the width of those, but the height of those. So the height of those have to be changed. And the same with this here. Okay, great. So that, have a look at it, and it's looking good. Now I'm going to have to do some placements. It's going to take a bit of time. So I have to create some more styles. I might as well call this one, well, it's going to be creation. So arrow, it doesn't exist. The tag, it's not a HTML tag, so I'll create it with a dot, means creation. And I shall call it arrow 1. And I've got 4 arrows, so I might as well copy it 4 times. So I'll copy 3 times. There's one there. Control V, Control V, Control V, and I'm going to instruct each of those arrows to go somewhere else to be placed. Okay, ready to go. I call that arrow 2, this one arrow 3, and this one arrow 4. And I'm going to start dividing them up into pieces with the blocks. So divide that one up, and I'll divide the others up too. Okay, so divided, there's a divide there, begin, end, divide, begin, end, divide, begin, end, divide. I've divided them all up. Now I need to put some instructions in there to line them up. Okay, actually first of all, before I do that, I better put the class and let them know what class we're looking at or what blocks we're looking at. The class we're looking at here will be the arrow 1. That's what I call it. And so on and so forth. So each of those arrows can follow different instructions. So there it is. It's going to be following the instructions of arrow 1 that I created, arrow 2, 3, and 4. So waiting for instructions. Okay, I've moved one of the arrows, arrow 1. I put the position absolute, so absolute position is top left hand corner. I've gone down 80 pixels down there, and also gone across 100 pixels, and that's one of the arrows. I'll do the same for the others. I'll just copy it really. Let's move arrow 2. Arrow 2. I'm just going to guess for this point in time, just to use a bit of math, I might just add 200 to it, see what happens. Okay, so actually not 200 there, 200 left, so make it 300. And just save it and see where we go. Not quite there, we have to move a bit more, so make it 400, save it, go across, and yeah, a bit short of 400, so make it 350. Right, so move that across, or back I should say. Too much. Okay, let's make it 390. And there it is, looks quite good there. And you do the same for the others. Okay, for the third arrow, I played around with these numbers here. Absolute position, 150 down from the top, 230 across, looks good. But I have to actually move my storage. So my storage actually happens to be box 4. So box 4 has to come down from the top. Bring it down, say to 230. See what happens there. 230. Bring it down box 4. And I might put up a bit more. Make it 210. And so it looks a bit better there. Okay. So now I'm going to line up the last arrow and see what happens there. Okay, look at the last arrow, position from the absolute, from the corner. I went down 150 to match this one here, this up arrow. But I moved it across from 230 to 300, and I like the looks of that. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that. So that's my block diagram. What I'm going to do now is show you external CSS. Well, external CSS means you don't have this stuff here in this section. You get rid of all of that. You highlight all that CSS stuff, the style. I'm going to copy it. I'll open up a new file. And I'm going to save it in here. Okay, so all my CSS is in there. Now I'm going to tidy that a little bit from there to there. I'm going to bring it back a bit. Okay, so I brought it back. There it is. Now, what you're going to do now is save this as not HTML. I should call it, I don't know, Paris's. And I save it as CSS. Cascaded style sheet. There it is. And call it Paris's CSS. So what you can do is you could have a whole bunch of personalized CSS codes, and then you can use that over and over again inside any of the programs, and this is how you do it. Okay, so we've got the CSS code there. You copy the style tag open to style tag close. Okay, let's go back to our program. We now no longer need that, so let's just get rid of that, and that's what we got. All right, just need that section. But what we do now is we can link this simple HTML page to our style sheet, and you can just link many different pages and use a style sheet over and over again. Now in this head section, you let this HTML web page know you're linking it to a style sheet. And the way to do it is to say link relative relation equals style sheet. So this is the same for every style sheet you attach. Then you type in type equals text CSS. So there's a CSS style sheet out there somewhere. Again, put the style sheet in the same folder as your web HTML folder. Then you do a hyperreference equals, and give it a name. You say that I said that as Paris. There it is. Paris CSS. That's Paris .css. There we go. Now let's save that. Now that's all I've got. I've got this HTML page. There's no CSS code shown even behind the head scene. There's nothing there. But we know it exists. Actually, it should. It's waiting. It's got a red mark there. There you go. It's gone. It's blue now. But it should now attach whatever style sheet I've got. So I've got my favorite styles design with favorite borders and favorite colors and things, right? And just attach it. Now once I've done that, if I look at this program, I'm looking at the HTML program here, I run it, it looks the same. Okay, it looks the same. Then notice this here is playing up. I'm not sure what causes that, okay? But I know to fix it. But what caused it, don't know. Okay, to fix it, if I go to my style sheet, I just need an absolute reference, something to do with this. Actually, what I'm going to do is just put a, I call it a box 2, or box 0 I should say. I create a box 0, and just put an absolute reference in there. So position absolute. That's all I need to do. It actually does nothing because I'm not actually using it. But by anchoring to the absolute right away, it seems to repair it. So I save my CSS. That's my external CSS style. I go back to my program. I haven't done anything here. So if I was to run this program again, hopefully we get it fixed up. And there it is. It's fixed up. Okay. So as you can see, I'm now using external style sheets, and I leave my web page nice and clean. This here could be as many styles as you want. I've got a box 0 style, a box 1 style, call it whatever I want. So the dot box means I've created those names. Body means I haven't created those names. I'm actually rearranging the HTML tag of the web page. So body and H1 means wherever you read the word body, body on, body off, H1 on, H off, I'm rearranging the rules of those HTML tags, applying these rules. Background, and a white writing for anything that's called body. If I use H1, every time I use H1, it's going to be centered. So if I can use that as many times as I want, and I can do it down here too, just to show you. Right, H1, Dr. Paris, right? That's a H1 tag. That's all I've done nothing else. But I haven't given instructions, and it should be centered. And it's actually right behind it, but it is actually centered. Right, it's behind the diagram, and I haven't told it to. So that's the power of CSS. I'm just going to get rid of that. Okay, now you've seen external CSS just by having this link. Remember this link here. Link relationship with a style sheet. The type is text CSS. The hyperreference is whatever name you give a style sheet. And every time you use a web page, you use that. Any styles. So if you do fancy styles once, you don't have to keep repeating it. Just put it in there. And just remember the names you give it, and you get applied each time. Okay. Thank you for watching.